It's time for Nug Life Radio, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community, featuring Medi Mike with the cannabis correspondent Benji. Like us on Facebook.com/Nug Life Radio Show, Twitter @The Real Nug Life, and Instagram Nug Life Radio. I'm your announcer, Recreational Riley. Here's Medi Mike.
That's worth the shit. You are here.
Everybody, welcome to the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community. You're listening to us live out of San Francisco, California, Edge Studios. We are the first cannabis education show to ever be syndicated onto FM, and I got stoned before the show, so I'm stalling you out. Top of the news headline is a Pembroke student apparently touched a gummy, and they sent him to the hospital for it. So we all know that's crap. I am your host, Medicinal Mike, cannabis comedian, event host, enthusiast of pogs and everything else that's cool in life. My co-host and compadre and most smartest guy in the entire cannabis industry, Mr. Benji Cooper, here with me today. Benji.
How's it going?
Good, man. Good. I'm trying to ease in the week. And if you could see behind me, we got our producer, Paul Brumbaugh, with Miss Amy Fisher back from the dead. She was literally a corpse for like 2 weeks, so happy to see that she's alive. I've been home for like 3 days since Kush Stock, which if you just saw that most awesome video, was the first wrestle session we've gotten to do in quite some time, and we did it at Kush Stock, and it was amazing, and nobody died or got sued.
It was a good day.
Did you have fun? Did you get sunburn?
I got a little bit of sunburn that day, but, you know, it was worth it.
I was pink. I was as pink as can be. But then I've been gone for 3 weeks because I did what nobody thought I would do, and I fell in love.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I waited for something. So, and I was Mr. Non-Monogamous. Like, it was a title. It was what I lived by. And I just, didn't want to do it. But then I saw somebody who I hadn't seen in 20 years. And now I love her.
Sometimes when you get bit, all you can do is scratch the itch.
Yeah, I had to go through 4 breakups in one day. Ever did that?
Oh.
Ever had to break up with 4 days? It gets real easy after 3.
4 in one day. Oh, that's
It gets real
props.
easy. Hey, me and you, we ain't doing that no more. No, it was hard. A couple of them were really hard, because when you live a non-monogamous poly life, you have multiple partners, but you're just dating. It's like dating old-fashioned. I date.
right.
But I date people for a long time, so you get them emotional connections. And then somebody came in like a wrecking ball and hit it out of left field. It's a trip. A trip, dude.
Probably a non-steady is that you got a steady now.
Yeah. So I only have one. Her name's Alicia.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we've been going together for like a month, but official for like a week. It's kind of cool. Went to I took her to Kushstock, and then that was cool. Yeah. So I've been in that cloud, that fog brain for the last week. So you haven't seen us on air. Paul's been nice enough to play replays and put stuff we did 50 years ago, back when weed was made out of wood and sold by Hispanics behind Walmarts. Wait there for 3 hours. They keep telling you they'll be there in 5 minutes.
Had to smoke it out of steam-powered bongs.
Yes. It was an amazing thing. It was an amazing week. We also did the Cannabis Farmers Market. It's already now time for the second one. I still haven't been home since the last one. That's going to be on 520 out there in San Diego, and that's going to be where they do the award ceremony, which I'll be hosting that happily and honorably. And we did the Wrestle Sesh with the Godfather, which was amazing. We pulled out... this is so illegal. Like, I know it's kind of legal, but we pulled out a weed cannon, and there was like, you put 3 ounces, Stoner TV over there, Rudy, he's got his weed cannon. You put 3 ounces of cannabis inside this sleeve of metal, and then there's fire shooting out of the top. You know, you don't know if you're going to burn the place down, but there is so much smoke I did not think about. The vendors there were saying, you know, they have their tables set up with their goods, that they were just waiting for 2 hands to pop out of the smoke, steal all their stuff, and disappear.
Oh, geez.
So, but you couldn't see the tag team that was in the ring. It was the same partners when the smoke cleared were fighting each other. Like they couldn't... There was no seeing. Jack Talos, 7-footer from WWE NXT. He won the Nug Life multi-dimensional universal, cooler than everybody's because nobody has it, weed champion of the world. And then Guy Cool and the Headbanging Horror won the tag team champion. Stole the belt too. Took the belt home
that night. Everything came off really fun. I had a good time the entire night. I did have to step outside during the smoke just because
because you would
everything
die.
inside was starting to burn, and so I was like,
Yeah,
okay, I got one camera
cleared.
left running. I'll let that one go.
That was the best way to get rid of everybody in one shot, was just getting rid of that entire, you blast that cloud and everybody left. Like 80% of the audience was gone for the evening. We still had 2 more matches.
I knew it was going to get cloudy, but like I had no idea.
Yeah, it was insane. So make sure the next Kushstock is going to be October 18th. Make sure you show up to that one. June 18th on Father's Day, we're going to do another Wrestle Sesh. And my celebrity co-host for this one is going to be El Presidente Peter Dante from all the Adam Sandler movies and the guy who sells weed in the basement.
Oh, yeah, from Grandma's.
And TMZ. I know how to work these eventually.
Don't worry. You'll find us one way or another.
There's all the buttons.
All the buttons are open.
So, from Grandma's Boy, he's on Waterboy, he's on Little Nicky, I think. But just everything Adam Sandler. And he's an amazing dude. I've hosted the Boston Freedom Rally for a couple of years with him. And he's just like he is on TV. So I'm excited to work with him. We got Adam Ill coming out from Getting High Everywhere. Adam Ill, who turns into a 6-year-old.
He was at Kushstock too, I believe, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought I saw him there.
He's a good dude. You know what? I see him and I worry because he's so behind that camera. He has hundreds of thousands of people in his live audience that are just addicted to his life, but I don't see him interacting with real people, and I'm like, bro, like, are you in this little world? But I guess when you're an influencer like that, that becomes your life. You live out in the matrix.
Well, I don't know him too well, but he's always struck me as a pretty nice guy. We did give him a ride one time, I think back to his hotel or something, back from HempCon one year when he was there. Yeah,
he's a good dude. I've done a wrestling show with him before. I did the cars, what the hell do we call that? Dabolition Derby. We did that before. It was fantastic. But when he goes to wrestling, he turns into like an 8-year-old. He's a super fan. He's the one yelling, USA, USA. And
Chris Disney's up there, right?
Yeah. Chris Disney helped me put it all together last minute. Gus was helping me put it together. Gus Parsons, who's awesome. But he had some Lifetime stuff coming up, so he had to go handle that. And I quit smoking 4 days ago. Thank you. No cigarettes.
Oh.
Not that I ever publicly smoked cigarettes, allegedly, but I have quit doing that. So if you hear me talking like I have a nicotine pouch, I got like 9 of them.
It'll be
those
worth
things
it in
right
the
up the
long
crack. So we got a great
Like in
show.
2012.
We have a great show today. We're going to have the Nug Life news up here with Benji Cooper. He's going to be telling us everything going on in the cannabis world that you need to know. We've got some special guests that I'm going to bring on here in a second as I stall for Paul. That's what we're going to call this segment, the stall for Paul. If you haven't quit smoking cigarettes, I'm using the patches mostly, and I fall asleep with them. So you're not supposed to do that because it becomes like an acid trip in your sleep. You just dream you're falling off buildings all night.
I quit using a vape.
Oh, fantastic. All right, well, this is the Nug Life Radio Show. We are going to move on to our most awesome guest segment. I don't know why he's pointing. Now I know why he's pointing. Do I have to hit anything down here? Welcome to the show, Crispy Bacon and Marion, all the way from... Are you guys out in Boston right now?
We are. Boston Town, Beantown. Actually in East Boston.
Oh, you're from Boston. You can hear her Boston is all over that. Say car.
See, good. I'm glad you could hear it. Dude, has nobody called it the Dabulation Derby?
Dabulation Derby, yeah, that was the name of the show, and it was a demolition derby mixed with a motocross where we threw... that's out of my control. It's too far away. Help. Thanks. Left my ringer on back there. That's good. I got audio issues. I can't have loud noises and stuff.
I love that. And I also wish we were closer together because I could show you my my bacon business cards. They're scratch and sniff.
Are they really?
Sure.
Marion, have you verify that for us?
I know. I'm verified.
What is your last name, Marion? Am I saying your name right, Marion?
So many people scratch my face to see.
Could you hear
that
me?
means you have COVID. You can't smell it.
You can't
You
hear
got
me.
COVID. So. Oh yeah, that smells like bacon.
It is bacon.
I've been sitting on it for 12 hours, so it should.
It probably just keeps it in a Ziploc with bacon. And then, like, after a couple days, it eventually smells like bacon. So you guys have an event coming up. How do you guys know each other?
Sir. So we randomly linked up. I'm not even sure how it all happened.
Like
a friend came to
Tinder?
with an idea.
Yeah, well, I met up with Kyle, who's working on this event with us in Maine, actually, at a cannabis event. They ran a pretty awesome after party. So, yeah, we linked up there and kind of talked about the veterans work that we're doing. And here we are running an event together a couple months later.
It's May 20th, just like yours, unfortunately.
Well, if we're on different sides of the world, so I don't think we'll be competing.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I mean,
Anybody who comes here from Boston and says they didn't go to Chris's show gets in free. Now it's a competition.
Overlapped with the Freedom Rally.
Say that one more time. Did you go to the Freedom Rally? You're in Boston. You probably went to the Freedom Rally. Do you remember me there?
I went to the Freedom Rally every year for the last 6 years.
Do you remember me there with Stoner Rob and Peter Dante? We hosted for 2 years in a row, and I wore a suit.
What years?
Like 2 years ago, before it all went to crap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, talk about a lot of history there.
Yeah. We were up there for 3 days with Dante, man, and that is a wild dude to hang out with for 3 days. Like life experiences that you're like, I need to go home and write a book. Like I don't think we slept in 3 days naturally too. It was like alcohol that kept you awake. Like we were drinking so many martinis and classy. We were classy drunks. We drank so many martinis that you just stopped. You were sober again, and now you're ready to conquer the day.
Pinkies out. If you're not smoking with joint with your pinky out, you're not fancy.
That's right. Paul, you want to be fancy, don't you?
I am.
Yeah, of course.
Did I hit your thing?
Yeah, I
There
think
we
so.
go.
I can only hope so.
Well, guys were banging around back there. What are you guys doing in Boston? Tell me about this awesome event.
So appreciate you tons. High Times for Heroes, May 20th at Peabody, Mass. Everybody makes fun of me for the accent. I can't say it. 5 to 10 p.m.
You don't have an accent. You're from San Diego.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people think I'm Mexican, speaking Spanish to me and such. But we've got great comedians: Josh Day, Laura Saverse, Michael Roy Whitman, and of course, headliner that Mike, Stephen Briggs.
My homie. Stephen Briggs is hands down. Like if you have not seen him performing live, he is one of the funniest stand-up comics. And he's going to crack like any day. HBO or somebody awesome is just going to swoop him up. Very animated. He does Vegas a lot. We do Vegas a lot together.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
he is a great comic. Oh, you're going to have such a great time.
I don't know if Boston's ready for his energy. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, make him wear a stab vest or something. He's not going to get shot, but he might get a little poke.
A little pokey pokey.
A little pokey pokey.
I'm over right next to Chelsea, Mass, so I think that makes sense.
What's the cannabis rules out there?
So it's adult use and medical cannabis now, actually. So you can go in. There's now hundreds of different dispensaries. It's been legal for about 6 years.
How hard is it to get a medical card? Is it like a smog check? You don't pass, you don't pay?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically there's medical card providers. They range between 75 and 150 for an annual certification.
Yeah, and you don't pay taxes.
Yeah, but you don't pay taxes. You can have higher like quantity in terms of milligrams to purchase, and then you can access discount programs. So it's really worth it. Like I usually get my medical card renewed every year, and then I go on a shopping spree for every month and get like, you know.
You're in such a sweet area when you're in the medical community, because then you could throw these events, and a lot of people don't know this, but they become medical private parties. And you can do whatever you want there, and nobody's ever going to mess with you as long as everybody has a card. Always put a doctor on site at the front door. We'll check you in right there when you're buying your ticket. With a little forehead stamper.
Yeah, we're excited. This is kind of you know, it'll be a really fun event. We have legally can give away so products. So you know, we're going to be able to have that kind of element. My good friend is going to do live art painting after the comedy show, which will be really fun. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's going to be a really good time. It's at the Oleo Theater.
Oleo Theater, and it's all for the vets. We're doing this all for the vets.
Yeah.
Animal doctors?
It's all for veterans, actually.
Oh, okay. No. For the animal doctors.
Yeah. Well, I'll do an animal doctor event too, actually, because there's a lot of really interesting science there.
Right. Priorities.
Yeah.
So
but this focused on veterans. I'm running a research study right now called I Count for Veterans. We partnered with UMass Dartmouth and a local veteran group in Cape Cod, Massachusetts called Patriots Helping Vets. And they're a really grassroots, awesome group of veterans that basically work to provide free full extract cannabis oil and free seeds and clones and any kind of product giveaways for veterans, and teach veterans how to home grow as part of you know, recovery, and lead, you know, sort of different support groups and online chat groups for vets. So
all the stuff. And I think, Mike, weren't you in the military at some point?
11 days in a row.
11 days in a row?
Turns out the Marine Corps is no place for a stand-up comic.
That's a record. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. Actually, I think my dad got dishonorably discharged for selling weed.
I'm a general discharge. I did 3 years ROTC before. I was gung-ho for it, but I thought I was going to be in the Navy. And when they said, no, you're not old enough, I was 17. My dad said, I know someone who will take you, and brought me down to this giant brick wall with a face and a mouth, and just basically bullied me into signing the paper, because my dad's like, you're not living with me. And man, I was there just days. So when you get there, they have the sign in. So you stay awake for 24 hours for the moment of truth. They keep you awake so that you're crazy, and then you want to confess all your sins. So somewhere in my paperwork before that 24-hour point got messed up, and they had to put me in with the people just getting there the day next day. So now I'm awake for 20 or 48 hours. You know, walking by the bed crying. Every time an airplane went over, I'd be in tears. I should be on that plane. So come the moment of truth, you know, I'm raising my hand so much. They're like, put your hand down, cadet. You know, this is not the time. I'm just like, you know, people are still sitting down. I got my hand up. And then I confessed that I smoked weed. And they said, thanks for confessing. We don't care. So I told them, I quote, 17-year-old me, that I rape old ladies for drug money and I'm on acid right now. I wasn't, and I didn't, but I wanted to go home, thinking I was going to be gone the next day. So, but instead they kept me for 9 more days in recruit separation so they can undo what they did to you in the first 2 days. And then I went home.
Oh, that's like lobotomy therapy. It's funny you said undo.
It was intense. It was intense.
Involved with a group called Undo, in case you get too baked.
Aha.
Yeah.
Little CBD, knock the THC right off the receptors.
Well, actually, this is more effective than using CBD alone.
What is it?
So it's a product called Undo. It has 3 use cases, but say you sort of are uncomfortably high, you know, want to return to mental
Edibles.
clarity. edibles, eat too many edibles, they realize
Fudge, like fudge edibles.
But so you can take this. It's 2 soft gels, Undo Relief, and you drink it with a full glass of water, and within 20 to 30 minutes, you'll return to mental clarity. And I've seen it live in action, and it's actually part of our veterans research study that I was talking about. I Count for Veterans. This is one of the studies that, one of the products that we're researching right now. And actually at the event, veterans who come will be able to sign up and receive a free study packet and enroll right then.
Eat it after the show, veterans. After the show, not before.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we have a pre and after party so everybody can hang out, mingle. If they're too baked and we see it in the crowd, we give them some undo so they can undo that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and there's 2 other use cases for it. The other one is called Undo Reset. So when you have a really high THC tolerance, usually you have to take like a tea break. So
This whole company is about getting people unhigh. Okay.
what this does, so you can get higher. Exactly.
So wait, hold on.
So it clears
People I know
the
them.
cannabis receptors so that you can instead of taking a tolerance break, it's like an instant tolerance break.
Exactly, but you can still consume cannabis while taking this. You take it for 5 days with water, and it's incredible. The veterans in our study are reporting a reduction of their tolerance by 50%.
Is that the only mind-altering substance that they can undo, or can we take this to Vegas and get a restart?
That are in the pipeline to be investigated. So, but right now,
Chris on the research development team. Chris, we're gonna need you to take a pile of Molly here, so then we can pop one of these in you and see. Then we're gonna give you another pile of
Yeah,
Molly.
you're signed up for the research pipeline for sure.
Is that thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we call Marion Dr.
Could do what? Do we freeze him? Nope. There you are,
We call her Dr. OZ, like ounces.
Dr. Ounce. I like that.
Yeah.
So,
Use case. Sorry, I just wanted the last one is if you have brain fog. So you take too much edibles the night before you wake up the next morning.
yes,
Foggy.
yes.
Like it's like mental clarity, reduced anxiety, kind of can pay more attention. A lot of the veterans report like PTSD at night. They'll have night tremors, and so like their quality of sleep's not great. So pop 2 of these in the morning, and you can kind of focus better, achieve better clarity. Yeah, I'll send you a sample pack.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Amy back here makes fudge that is like comes out of her pocket in a bag, and you're just like, here, eat this, and you just eat it, and then you're like 3 days of I forgot algebra.
I know the Undo people. They're great couple. I've done several events with them. They've helped me sponsor
nice.
the
She
museum.
gives them out with the fudge, so it's like you eat this, and then when shit gets real,
It's like Narcan for fentanyl.
Narcan, the Narcan of weed.
But didn't they miss the name? Wait, so it's Undo. Why didn't it be Buzzkill? Should have been Buzzkill.
Well, because there you go.
They want to sell it at CVS.
Maybe that's true.
You got a marketing job. Yeah.
That is your
This is your
phone.
phone.
Hey, it's 4:23, everybody. We're late.
That's what he was telling us, by the way. He was telling us it was 4:20.
420 somewhere. Oh,
So,
where were you guys?
How do people get a hold of you for veteran? Let's say there's a veteran in Boston and he's got no friends because he just moved there, but he used to listen to this show because he used to live down here in the California area, but now he's there looking for more veterans that want to undo their high. Where do they go?
Thanks for asking. So they go to the Cannabis Center of Excellence website. So they go to www.canna, C-A-N-N-A, centerofexcellence.org. And you can see I Count for Veterans right there. And you can see all the information about the High Times for Heroes event and how to register and buy a ticket there too. So we've actually been running a buy a vet a ticket campaign. So if there is a vet that is around here in Boston, please do, sign up for the event. We have a number of free veterans tickets that we're giving away. So you can sign up and reach out. And we'd love to have any veteran there. We're going to be enrolling veterans in the Undo research study. Like I said, we'll have food there. We'll also have a cash bar. We'll have high times for heroes,
dog
tags, yeah, that people can buy. We'll have a red carpet. We can do photos. Or
You're gonna sell PTSD guys dog tags.
Yeah.
Trigger.
His name for just what he does.
Trigger.
Why? Maybe we should consider that.
Yeah. Maybe some empty shell casings.
Hey, remember, he's pipe made out of bullets.
You're allowed to say this. You're in the military. I can't say it. I can't comment.
Yeah. I was in just enough to be able to talk shit on stage. Like just enough.
Exactly.
I had a uniform. Paperwork is what took me out. I got PTSD over signing papers.
It's not for stoners, man.
No, it was
We're used to rolling papers up, not signing them, right?
every day was just it was a thing there. So I wouldn't let my kids join. I mean, they need to, like, you need to let your kids, because the world, that's how it works, but not my kids. So,
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
yeah.
Wrestling.
If you got one of them rowdy kids, then yeah, definitely send him. One of them future felons, send that kid. My kids are playing Minecraft at 20. He's not ready.
Future felon, you're just like arming him with so much knowledge to like be destructive.
No, he makes like pianos on Minecraft and little ball bounces and it plays music and yeah.
So he's not gonna be a criminal. Okay.
No, he's I don't know
We
what
want
he is.
criminals in the market.
I like to wear the shirt. This is proud autistic parent when I take him out and he gets pissed.
That's not what I love it.
I was at, this is funny. I was at the bank yesterday, day before I was in Vegas, and I'm with Alicia holding hands, being all lovey, and the lady behind us is like, "I'm sure hope you guys are married. You look so cute together." And I go, "Well, it's my sister, and she has autism, so I have to hold her hand, but she's happy, isn't she?"
She was like, "Oh, perfect. Okay."
Yeah. It was cute. So, when are you two gonna tie the knot?
I can't wait to get you out here and like come hang out with Bricks as well. Like I know you love Boston and like the
Yeah, Cheers. You go to Cheers out there. I took 2 years to go. I went with Zorilla Bacon, the other bacon. And the first time I went there was, you don't see Cheers. Like, I didn't see the set or anything. So I was all disappointed. I'm like, it's just like a bar. So I left. And then the next year, they were like, you go upstairs and there's the whole bar up there. And you could sit in Norm's seat and Cliff's and, all the characters you grew up on if you're old like me.
It's literally, I think I can see it over the bay.
Yeah.
Over yonder here.
Oh, you guys are right next to the park right there?
Yeah, right in East Boston.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I
totally
literally
gonna
take
do
a
this.
ferry.
Yeah, we could do this. Let's go on a tour. Everybody
It's
get
all over
motion
there.
sick?
It's gorgeous. Oh, you can't see it.
Where are you? Where are you right now?
We're
We're in East Boston.
No, but where are you? Why is there a pool table?
Yeah.
Everywhere's a bar in Boston.
she's in a complex, but this place is like a Hilton or something. It's freaking.
Yeah, it looks. Are you in like a building?
Yeah, it's
so
like a golf simulator.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we're in a conference room and some of the amenities in the complex that I live in, which is in East Boston. And luckily get to take the ferry every day back into Boston, the seaport.
Which is the boat that brings your car across the water, right?
Bring cars?
It doesn't bring cars. No, it's
No?
just like a little water taxi ferry.
What do you
It's
do when you
got
get to
a
the
set.
other side? You have no car.
Yeah, I have a car.
Yeah,
I
but
just
you
take-
can't bring it on the boat, right?
Yeah, no.
So then what do you do? Your car's on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but also like there's actual systems of transport here.
Like you swap a
So-
car. Like if Chris is coming from this side of the bay and you're coming from this side, and you forgot your car back there and he forgot his car. You should be able to exchange cars for the day and meet back at the same time to swap your cars back.
This sounds like a math problem.
It does sound like a mad
It's way above my head.
It's a car sharing program. We just created it.
Bacon leaves the station, leaving 35 miles an hour.
The ferry's going 5 knots.
Yeah, but we got a pool table here, and there's a golf simulator, craft room.
What is a golf simulator? Like, is it a golf club?
Yeah,
And you
Yeah.
pretend to play golf
Yeah,
because you live in the city and there's no grass.
so yeah. Well, there's actually grass, and they're building a park right next to me too. And East Boston's put a lot of investment in trying to make more grass in public spaces. So It's really nice. There's a good roof deck. Yeah, it's fun.
I try to make my own grassy areas by like gathering a bunch of merkins and like sewing them together.
That's got to be a huge difference to go from San Diego, where everything is beautiful, to Boston, where
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. You have no idea. I started out in Maine, in the middle of nowhere.
lobster. Do you eat lobster every day? Everyone eats lobster there
Not every day. My cholesterol is a little high. I gotta watch out, man.
because of the lobster
Because lobster.
and bacon. That's what they call them, bacon. We're gonna switch your name to Kale.
It's so much.
You'll live
Under this
longer.
bacon shirt, I actually have a
Oh, you are wearing a bacon shirt.
Yeah.
This is a bacon
I
shirt.
just
yeah.
caught on to that. I thought it was like a weird city camouflage.
City camouflage. Oh, the
City
city.
Lodge.
Yeah, like he lives by a reservation or something.
No, I don't know when I'm gonna learn my.
Is the shirt scratch and sniff? Marion, will you smell him? Is that the smell of bacon right there?
It smells bacon. He's reeking bacon. I
I
think
think
it's
that's
from
so
the business card.
It's like.
Where did the bacon where'd the bacon come from? Why did you go with bacon? You're not a chef.
Oh, my girlfriend bought it for me, so I went with it. My last name is Bacon. Truthfully, tattooed on my arm, like literally.
Okay, so we're
Same.
past the shirt. It's just a shirt my girlfriend bought for me. Oh, and I have it tattooed across my entire back.
It's everywhere. Yeah. I wanna do bacon
But how did it
tribal.
come? How did the name come up? That's your actual last name?
My actual last name.
Is Bacon?
God
No gimmick.
name.
Bacon.
No gimmick. No gimmick. No
Oh,
no
okay.
spam. Just bacon.
You're the real Bacon.
I know everybody's very surprised by it because they're like, "Oh, you related to Kevin Bacon?" It's like, no, he's a foot loose, and I'm a.
You
foot high.
probably are related to him though, because I only know 2 Bacons.
Oh, wait till you come out here, my friend.
Third degree of bacon.
Really? There's a lot of Bacons?
Oh my gosh, this is the land of plenty of bacons.
That's crazy.
So
Footloose
I
guy
found
has so many relatives.
There's country style bacon.
Ah.
There's Canadian bacon.
Maple bacon. Turkey
Bacon
bacon.
scallops.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's endless. No, the Quakers were bacons. They moved out here, so I'm a little bit of a Puritan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So your sex is all lame and missionary and you don't look at each other in the eye.
This is a little rough. No, I like to just stand above, with the sheep, and just.
I let her call me a slut once. You do it twice, I cry.
3 times comes with a gift.
Do you have bacon underwear? I feel like you do.
I do actually. I was just telling her I almost have like the full get up.
Yeah.
I got a bacon bow tie. I got bacon socks, bacon underwear. I need bacon pants really bad.
I feel like I need a bacon jumpsuit.
Yeah, should I start GoFundMe?
I think we could just make this.
For the wrestling game.
We just need like 5 packets of bacon and a stapler.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
No, it's, it's
I don't like where-
crotchless
just like
bacon underwear.
Staple it under each little spot there. That'll be my tassel when I go on stage.
Yeah. You could tell Chris was not in the military. No.
I only wrestled in high school. That was it.
Thank you for your customer service, sir. I gotta put that. That's a good one. So vets. No. What else is gonna be fun at this event? Is it just marijuana, or are you gonna have other things? They sell mushrooms. Mushrooms are very popular out here, and they're at all the events. Pounds of them in giant open turkey bags.
Really?
Oh yes, like crazy.
so much.
Melamax. I tried Melamax recently, and then they had penis envy, and I said, "What's the difference?" They said one will make you call your ex, so I said I'll take the other one, and that was very MDMA-ish as far as very touchy. I took it with the girlfriend, and you're listening to music, and everything's in that zone, and yeah, it was groovy.
Centralized here in 4 different cities. But we're not there yet at the level of Cali.
They should totally let you guys. The building. What trouble are you going to get into in Boston on mushrooms? Maybe hit by a car.
Come over and let's test it. Let's find out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not doing it. I'll be your spirit guide. I'll keep you safe.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's an interesting area of research, actually, particularly for breakthrough possible alternative treatments for PTSD and other anxiety and depression at certain microdoses, and so really interesting.
Amazing work it's doing in the microdosing for depression. Like amazing. I see so many people, especially military as well, that are just completely breaking years-long cycles of just despair and almost overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really impactful, and I think it definitely needs further research and clinical integration. I'm really excited about Oregon because, they decriminalized statewide, and now they're really trying to introduce like these kinds of low dose, sort of therapies, alternative therapies, or even macro dose. I think it's going to be really.
What's the difference between micro and macro?
So, in micro doses, at a very minimum level,
Right, like a little pill.
I'm not gonna remember the exact milligrams right now, but and just doing it in certain cycles. So, 3 days on, 5 days on, it's all sort of person dependent. I'm really interested to learn more about it, to be honest, because I do think it can play a tremendous role, like cannabis.
They could make it because it's food poison. You're basically food poisoning your body. From what I've heard, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert, but you're food poisoning your body, and these are the side effects from that poisoning. But they taste so bad, and they always make you nauseous. At least for me. But I'm eating probably a lot more than somebody. And a half an ounce. Is that macro? Am I macro dosing?
Well,
I like to
think there's
talk to
also
Jesus.
different varieties and strains than for and I think that's what's important to be like researched honestly in the future. But at our event, it will be focused on cannabis, and what we're finding in our study right now. We'll be presenting some results, but primarily veterans in our ongoing study, I count that this is a fundraiser for. They're reporting medical cannabis is most helpful for them for anxiety, chronic depression, chronic pain, and one of the top conditions that our veterans in the sample are reporting is PTSD. And so a lot of those anxiety and depression all kind of can also commingle with symptoms of PTSD. So our veterans are finding in this research study that I launched in June of last year, tremendous relief, improved quality of life by using cannabis, and 30% of our sample is actively using cannabis to reduce any kind of prescription or over-the-counter medication use, which is pretty significant for, and our previous study before, also I ran a study in 2019 with veterans and medical cannabis, and it found similar findings about using cannabis as a harm reduction alternative. So, I'm very much pro supporting, anybody with PTSD or any of those symptoms exploring it. But it's, the thing about cannabis is, and with PTSD, as cannabis is unique to each individual and what your health, and what cannabinoid combination and what kind of potency and what kinds of products, and that it's also very unique to each individual. So that's why it's, to me, really interesting to continue to study this amazing plant. And then
I'm shocked about the anxiety aspect. Like I lose it if I smoke too much. I'm just like, everybody's looking at me and I don't like this. So I think that's very interesting that people use it for anxiety.
Yeah, and so and to this point, it's personalized medicine. So maybe it's the particular type that you're consuming. If it's
your own security issues. Well, is everybody looking at me?
And it's also
how can people reach you guys? Chris, how can somebody get a hold of you if they are bacon enthusiasts?
Bacon enthusiasts, well, please reach out.
We're looking for real estate.
Or Facebook. Well, I do real estate, and I do.
I feel like you're going to be wearing that on your real estate bus bench.
I am the Hawaiian shirt guy. 100%. I am the Hawaiian shirt guy. I was going to wear a beanie, but I didn't. But Riley Bacon, Facebook or Instagram, you'll see me. You'll find me. Riley Bacon Realtor. And of course, we'll do comedy events around the area. So follow me for all that fun stuff.
So, and that event is on May 20th.
Yes, sir. May 20th, Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. at the Olio, Peabody, Massachusetts. And we're going to have random time, food, drinks.
And Miss Marion, how can people find yourself?
Yeah, so you can look up the Cannabis Center of Excellence online. So www.cannacenterofexcellence.org. sign up for our newsletter. And also, if you really want to, we'd love to have you at High Times for Heroes. We still have tickets for sale, so you can go to www.hightimesforheroes.com, and you can see all the event information, the lineup, all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody who's pitching in. We'll have giveaways and swag, and it'll be a grand time. Really fun comedians. I'm really looking forward to meeting Briggs and laughing my ass.
You're gonna have a great time. You'll have a great time. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We do appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys again shortly. But for these people in this world, we gotta go. Love Bacon, and hope to see you again. Check him out too, Waking with Bacon, which he will be doing after this week because he's been inspired from today's show and he wants to taste the limelight again. And you can see Marion May 20th, and that's Canna But BIS for excellence.
It's www.canna, C-A-N-N-A, Center of Excellence.org.
Well,
yeah, and thank you so much.
He's
for
autistic. Not
good luck. Yeah, good luck spelling excellence, people. EXC, I think. EXC. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will check back with you soon. Find out how that event went. Now wave.
Thank you so much.
Take it easy, guys. You guys watching there at home now, please enjoy this little clip courtesy of Stoner TV.
Well, we got to talk about it because.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I figured. Yeah, okay, let's talk about it.
Well, because we got to talk about it because we had the 86 the music, remember?
Oh, that's right. We had the 86 because we used copyrighted music. Coop, where are you at? Is Coop still floating around here?
I'm right here.
Yeah, I hear him. He's my haunted voice. Thank you too to Crispy Bacon, which was great when you're in radio. Not a great name in real estate. May 20th. Make sure you check them out at the Oleo Theater out there in Boston, Massachusetts. And I think I'm going out there in some other month. They're in New Hampshire. I don't know. They're close to each other. We got this cool video. Coop, can you see it too? You can, yeah?
He will once I hit it.
I should be, yeah.
Okay, so we can talk about wrestling more, and then we'll do some new stuff. So enjoy this, courtesy of Stoner TV. Make sure you follow him, Stoner_TV__. Oh, yeah, we can't hear it. So that's the Godfather from WWE, Hall of Famer with his new product, the Smoke Thrower. That sexy beast is the headbanging horror. New Nug Life champion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flamethrower or what?
Yeah, I guess, because Godfather does the Be Real show, Dr. Green Thumb or whatnot.
Right.
So Stoner TV right there. This is him shooting that flamethrower into it. Those are the mushrooms we were just talking about. The Malamax
was on Be Real show the night before he came to the Wrestle Sesh.
Yeah, we got nice shout outs from Be Real's really cool, man. I dig him. Every time I've got to see him, he's done awesome things, and it was cool. Look, light 'em up, as in the song that we're not allowed to have on here. But if you imagine it, that they were smoking is a Zedgar, which is like an ounce of weed and a bunch of wax and kush and all that good stuff, all mixed in one.
See, and the cool thing is they can actually play that song in the background where they are while they're watching this video.
Right. So then you can watch it. But a cool event, man. I can't wait to do it again. The most fun is bringing these celebrities. I was lucky enough to get Godfather. He's wrestling affiliated. I thought it'd be a nice boost. But he was like, dude, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. He goes, I want to tell Vince about this, Vince McMahon.
Right.
And then you see the fire shooting out of the back of the cannon.
You better get this copyrighted.
Yeah. Oh, it's already DBA'd.
Gonna see Mike on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, I doubt that. There's Zed right there. So that guy, that's cool too. Here's a good story. That little fat kid right there is Carlos. He works for me. We told him for a whole month he was going to an appliance convention. Because his wife wouldn't let him leave if he was going anywhere else. Told him it was mandatory, wear a button-up shirt, everything. And then we walk him in right up to the Godfather and have him sign his shirt. And he's just like, what? Because he's a super wrestling fan.
Oh, that's funny.
Just talking through that cloud. And I know this camera's not even doing it justice because it was thick. You could not see an inch in front of your face. This is the most fun event I ever do. Like, this is my favorite of favorites. Oh, it's us again.
Yeah, we're back.
So you can see it live at Kushstock. You can see it in Canoga Park in Los Angeles. Check out the Edible Sesh. Get your tickets ahead of time on the Eventbrite. We do limited seating. So if you don't want to be standing in the back, and I think we're going to do free tickets if you want to just stand in the back area, where you don't get to sit, which is not fun for a 4-hour show. So make sure they do have VIP, get free stuff. And
I was on my feet the entire time. So.
I was worried. I know you had breathing issues, in the past, and I was worried we were going to kill you.
No, actually, things have gotten better, and that night actually wasn't that bad. I got home. The worst part was I just, when I got home, everything of mine smelled like smoke.
Dude, we went to a Walgreens.
camera.
It smelled like we were smoking a joint in Walgreens. Not like you smell it after you smoke a joint, a little bit. It smelled like we were. I was like, what the heck? I was like, this is horrible. Paul's gonna make it to this one.
Oh, I'm coming to the next one.
And he's coming. There we go. Yeah, that everyone who didn't make it to the first one was just like, oh, and that's what I wanted. I wanted you guys to just eat your own souls at missing an awesomeness.
I was in Helen King.
Yeah. Amy gets a pass. Amy gets a pass. Amy was in literal hell. Did you see the picture, Benji, that Amy Fisher posted after getting her dental surgery? It was the most. Oh God, I wish we had that. We didn't even think to. It was not even. It should have had one of those pictures where I could have to choose if I want to see that.
Right.
Because I didn't read the post. I was like, oh shit, Amy's dead, and they just posted her body on Instagram.
Should have the blurred out. With
it was lips, nose was swollen, earlobes were swollen. It was just as swollen. I was like, they looked like bees stung her from the inside.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she healed up super fast, like a week or two, and she was back to normal.
And I was having a bad day, and you actually sent me a picture of her and said you thought you were having a bad day.
Yeah.
And I just kind of said, what?
Yeah, I found her body in the bay, floating down there all week. She never went to Spain. She told everybody she was going to Spain and tied a brick around her ankle. Yeah, it was bad. You look like a fish. You look like a fish.
Hey, my last name's Fisher.
Were you? Yeah. How long did it take you before you could eat again?
Oh, geez. 3 weeks.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, she lost a lot of weight too. I was like, you look like you lost weight. My jaw was worn shut. So, we want to do some new stuff. Let's do the bumper. Hold on, we'll do the bumper.
Boom.
Now, from around the world, around the country, around the corner, and around we go. It's Nug Life Radio, Nug News with Benji.
Well, if you've ever watched the 1980s sitcom The Facts of Life, you'll be undoubtedly familiar with the character Blair Warner, played by actress Lisa Whelchel. In a recent interview with Yahoo Entertainment, Lisa, who is now a grandmother, revealed that her grandkids have a special name for her, as most grandkids do, and theirs is Coco Mama. But they're young and they don't know how she got the name just yet. Lisa says she got it on a family backpacking trip across Europe while they were in Amsterdam, of all places. The family got a room at the Coco Mama hostel and went out to explore the city, including its coffee shops. Lisa said that she ate some space cake because she had tried to smoke a joint and, in her words, just coughed up a lung. Well, everyone in the group got high and a bit paranoid, except for Lisa's then boyfriend, now husband, JJ Orantes, who was able to, quote, keep it together. But Lisa was still a bit out of sorts and kept saying, if you can just get us back to the Coco Mama, just get us back to the Coco Mama. Coco Mama. Coco Mama. And later, when JJ and Lisa got engaged in Paris, they chose the nickname because it was a way to commemorate their wonderful and horrible experience that they had together. But Lisa says she won't be telling the whole story to her grandkids until they're a bit older. Ever stay at the Coco Mama hostel, Mike?
Oh God, I wish.
Spacious.
Blair was sexy. She could now play the grandmother, at that. She's at the age where she could be the redhead grandma, Edna.
She looks the same as she did on the show, practically.
Really?
She barely aged.
The Bobby
the hot grandma.
Bobby Joe, the Joe girl. On there.
She's
That's the one I had the crush on, man. She was
the streetwise girl.
Yeah, a little tomboy working on motorcycles. Her and Alyssa Milano from
Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss?
We
yeah.
all knew it.
Oh, she was hot.
And on Facts Facts of Life, actually, season 1, episode 13. There's an episode called Dope.
Wait, real quick. Does she haunt there? Do you see her? Is she sexy right there or what?
She is sexy.
You know, she's like 15.
That-
Just wanted to point that out. Go on, Benji.
I don't know how it was in the show. But yeah, there's an episode it's season 1, episode
It was like
13. It's called
36.
Dope.
Uh-huh.
And it involves Blair, Sue-Ann, and some weed. And if you want to watch it for free, it's on Tubi.
Oh, that's
oh,
cool.
cool.
Every season.
Yeah.
And
Paul's not
what's
going to watch.
What's the name of this one, Benji? Is it
Dope.
Dope?
It's the last episode of the first season.
Last episode of the first season.
But she's not 15 anymore.
No, it's okay. I'm not really. That's not
Just a
part
little
of the draw.
disclaimer.
Believe it or not, Mike, that's not part of the draw.
Bobby, I think about like
That much
like Alyssa Milano. I had the biggest crush. The first episode when I seen her, you know, and she's from New York. I was from New York. It was like the biggest crush, and I could remember her then. But that was a 10-year-old. You know, like it gets quiet.
Well, and actually, when I remember Alyssa Milano was like a Playboy centerfold thing, and then somebody had to go, "Hey, that's the girl that was the little girl from," and then
Who's
I'm
the
like,
boss?
I feel creepy. But yeah, that was because I was whatever. I'm 20 years older than her.
Yeah, but back in the 80s, pedophilia was all the rage. You know, like there was like old men dating 17-year-olds, and it was like a bragging point. You know.
There was a special episode on every sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would get you canceled now would make you better then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Remember when everybody had Punky Brewster locked in the refrigerator? And
Yes.
it was a keep your kids home from school to watch this special episode. It's that important. Don't play in refrigerator. It was Cherry that got locked in the fridge.
Yes. Yep.
Good
I remember
times.
that episode.
Good times. What else you got in the news, sir? Shout out
This
to
one's
Blair.
a little bit. Get out some popcorn for this one because it's a story. In the early hours of the morning on March 15th, Michigan State Police chased down a stolen pickup truck filled with 5 suspects down Interstate 75. The occupants of the truck were on the run after a weed heist at the Smoke Society dispensary in the Bangor Township. The group had pried their way into the shop and stolen a significant amount of cannabis, as police would soon discover, even though they got to the dispensary after the robbers were gone. And after viewing the surveillance footage provided by the manager, troopers learned that the getaway vehicle was a black Chevy Silverado, which they looked out for as they parked on the southbound side of the I-75. And they soon spotted the truck and noticed that it was filled with more than $100,000 worth of cannabis. One of the troopers wrote, "As the vehicle sped up, we observed vast quantities of marijuana packets flying from the bed and outside windows. We observed a yellow plastic lid fly from the bed of the truck with more marijuana dispersing in the air, filling our vehicle with the distinct smell of fresh marijuana. And the truck fled at times over 100 miles per hour before exiting the interstate and driving the wrong way through traffic, running cars off the road before crashing into one of them. The driver pulled the car off the road between 2 buildings and got rammed by the MSP car several times. One of the occupants got out and fled. Then the truck continued fleeing, but was soon stopped by the MSP car when it got rammed and pushed into a ditch. The occupants fled into a field, but were quickly caught, and the police found the first person that fled hiding behind a boat. Police say the burglary matches the description of 5 other recent dispensary break-ins in the area, though none have been charged in connection with those. And according to MLive, the group's cases were scheduled for settlement conferences on May 5th. I think some people have this thing backwards. Cannabis is legal now, so you don't need to do this stuff.
Whose job is it to clean that weed up off the highway? That's what I want. Like, can I apply for that? Like, we got
Concerned citizens.
14
By the way,
miles.
That's the jail. Are they giving them
You're like,
churches?
I'm going to
They go
clean up
back
my
and
highway.
14 miles of weed stretched. We're going to give you a broom and a little dustpan.
I'm right here. I'm
I'll line
volunteering.
it up.
And all of them were between the ages of 18 and 21.
Oh, good,
So,
good. That's
young.
how they like them in jail. That where it's okay to still pawn after 18-year-olds.
Fish.
Hold my pocket.
Yeah, it's up in Michigan.
What else you got?
All right.
I don't even know what the hell to say about that.
One more cautionary tale or a police story tonight.
Gather around, children.
Cautionary tale. There must be something about that Interstate 75, but because that's where the last one took place. But this time it's in Florida instead of Michigan. A trooper traveling southbound on the I-75 at around 9:30 a.m. on March 31st saw a white Toyota Sienna SUV following a semi-tractor trailer too closely. The SUV being driven by 39-year-old Jenny Camp-Yuvong of Banning, California, long way from home. The trooper caught up with the SUV, but the driver switched to the inside lane and sped up to 76 miles per hour in a 70-mile-per-hour zone in front of a cop.
Daredevil.
The trooper eventually stopped the driver and smelled burnt marijuana coming from the driver's side and noticed that the passenger, 46-year-old Toy Fei Fon of Temecula, California, was lying on her side in the passenger seat. Jenny told the trooper she had smoked cannabis when she stopped for gas but had nothing else in the vehicle. A subsequent search of the vehicle by the trooper revealed a ledger with prices and 61 bags of cannabis, which weighed 75.92 pounds. Jenny and Toy were arrested and booked at the Hernando County Detention Center on multiple smuggling charges. And as I found out, this wasn't Toy's first arrest over cannabis. Back in 2016, she was part of a trio arrested by the Riverside County Sheriff's Marijuana Enforcement Team for a 1,200 plant cannabis grow. So, Mike, when you're smuggling cannabis, would you say staying under the radar, both literally and figuratively, would be a general?
You think?
Idea?
I tell you, there's a strong chance that we know her. Like I just moved out of Temecula into Riverside before I came up here, so we probably 1,200 plants. There's not a lot of people with the 1,200 plants.
Might have had a booth at one of the shows.
Check the puppet footage, see if we drag the puppet around. That's how I learned that the cell phones have location services, because I would go to grows. We'd go to all these grows, me and Coop, and take pictures, and that was like a big thing for the underground magazines and the show and whatever. And then you look on your phone, and it's literally just a map to 65 illegal grows, because the little dots are everywhere. And I'm like, whoa! Screenshot.
Google Maps is all red around those parts.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing better than finding weed grows on Google Maps. Go look up Anza, California, and go into the back area, and you'll see mass, and I mean like 100-acre grows that are insane. I want to say they've cut down on it, but that was like the year before I moved out. I moved out there to grow weed. We'd built greenhouses, and it was all legal. It was going to be awesome. And then they started flying a helicopter outside my front patio, and so we didn't accomplish that goal.
Riverside, the whole Inland Empire area is like big. There's a lot of grows out there. Some of them
criminals in Riverside. Whole place full of criminals.
Human trafficking definitely plays a role out in that area.
Oh yeah. If you live anywhere with human trafficking, like everything else is for go. Like, oh, you're only slinging heroin? At least it's not people.
Yeah.
How cool. That'd be cool. I don't know anybody that's been human trafficked. Paul, maybe.
I don't either.
The day's still early. Sir. The day's still early.
Need rent?
Yeah, I need rent. Got rent?
Some of us feel like we work like slaves, but
I wonder if the like all the fentanyl heads outside, like how many of those are humanly trafficked? Because they're all ninjas. Like they dress like ninjas with the. But Paul knows them all. Paul's walking around. They're completely incognito. I mean, it's a black ski mask with sunglasses. They all have the same black jacket. Paul's like, "Hey, Ruben. Hey, Joey. Hey."
Is getting bused to a new city.
What's up, Ponko Warriors?
The scary thing is I just look into their eyes and I know. And it's funny because they all have brown eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And I know who it is. It's scary.
That's
Don't
racist. Who's they? They all have brown eyes.
They all do.
The Republic of Fentanylia.
They cleaned it up pretty good out there.
Yeah,
honestly.
I felt safe almost for a second until Paul told me I was going to get towed.
I thought you were going to get towed, yeah.
Yeah, there were maybe they saw my TikTok. It was like 200 fentanyl people. I took so much crap on that too. Everybody was like writing me letters about how I'm a piece of crap. They're people too. And I'm like, no, if you see 200 people on fentanyl and you're like, you know what, I'll try what they're having. I would roll a grenade. I would just roll a grenade and get over it. Population control. So, yeah.
Even if you don't want to try it, you're trying it walking through.
Yeah, no kidding. And they're all just exhaling through. Luckily, you're with Paul. He's tall and he breathes in deep, so he's pulling in most. It's like a walking filter, just sucking the fentanyl into his blood.
That's
real sleepy when we get here too.
The King's Taster.
Yeah. Is that poison? That's the good fentanyl right there.
Do we need some of that stuff? The off it all or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that undo.
I need
Yeah.
some undo.
We need
They're
to.
great
Do they make a
people.
spray? Do they have a
Off-it-all?
spray?
No, they only make little capsule things.
No,
and little candies.
we're gonna be
They're pretty good.
slinging them into people's mouths like David and Goliath.
You can get them at Champs,
Sling.
dude. They've been there for years.
I've met them, but I only go one way.
Yeah.
Up. What are you drinking there?
I am drinking Cali.
We got like 1 minute.
Strawberry.
Like, what are you
We're gonna
drinking?
ask them Benjamin Fudge so he can join you guys
That's
one
good.
day.
Oh.
Being high.
Is that? Oh, you're drinking weed?
Hemp
Yeah,
extract,
well,
strawberry lemonade.
There's hemp extract in it, so there's no THC. I'm not
He's
gonna get
drinking
high.
our next
That
sponsor.
comes in a few minutes.
Oh.
I got some strong edibles I made.
Oh no, we gotta send you fudge, baby.
We're gonna send you fudge, baby. Well, big thank you to Chris P. Bacon. I know that's not his real name. Crispy Bacon. Chris Bacon. Chris P. Bacon. That could be his real name. And Miss Marion out there with the Veterans Cannabis Excellence, cannabisandexcellence.com. .org. Play it back, you watch it. But on the 20th of May, if you're in Boston, go check out the show at the Oleo Theater. It is cannabis friendly. If you're on the West Coast, come out to the San Diego Cannabis Farmers Market in San Diego, California. And then on June 18th, Father's Day, come out to Wrestle Sesh in Canoga Park. Go to the Edible Sesh page or my page for the Eventbrite tickets. Get your tickets ahead of time. VIP is available. We'll let you sit on Peter Dante's lap until TMZ shows up. And we're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. October 18th is the next Kush Stock. Mark it on your calendars now. And check out everything awesome. Shout out to Alicia. I'll call you. We'll sit on the phone for 3 hours and listen to each other breathe. Coop with the news. Benji Cooper. You can follow him at Nug Life News and Canna Geek News. As you see on your screen right now. Thank you to Paul Brumbaugh, Amy Fisher, and all the awesomeness that is the Nug Life Radio Show. We will see you next week. Maybe. Who knows? Peace. We got an outro? Oh, we do.